Greetings everybody, Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to a brand new series of State of Decay 2 called New Haven. If you would like to skip the overview and rolling the starting characters, please use YouTube chapters. And also be warned, this game has some vulgar language, so unlike my other content, it may not be suitable for everybody. Episode 1, Start of a New Haven. What I will do before I start is to read a little synopsis of what this game's about if you have no idea about State of Decay 2. It's an open world zombie survival game full of action and tragedy. Take control of a few survivors, fight against the relentless horde of the undead. Build up your base, forge alliances with neighbors, and become more capable zombie slayers. I'll be playing on lethal difficulty, which is the hardest by like a whole order of magnitude, and I'll show you the difficulties in just a second. And I won't be playing with mods. There are some additional rules like not using legacy boons or legacy survivors to make the game even harder, and not using any of the radio freebies that aren't earned but given from DLCs. And again, that is to make the game harder. Alright, I am going to create a new community here, and I'm going to have to do probably a little bit of randoming in order to get some starting survivors that I like. But if you take a look at the difficulties here, there's action difficulty, and on lethal, all of the extra strong zombies can infect you with blood plague, which once you're infected with blood plague, you'll turn into a zombie after a certain amount of time. Community difficulty, I'm going to crank that up to lethal as well. There will be slower skill gain rate, extra food eaten per day, massive penalty to morale, that kind of thing. And then map difficulty, cranking that up to lethal so that resources are minimal, gear is rare to find, and blood plague is all over the place, everywhere. Everywhere you look, everything is plagued. Alright, let me double check that Trumbull Valley has indeed won, but it was leading by a considerable margin just a second ago. Yeah, it is won by a landslide. So, Trumbull Valley, but here are all the maps. Just to show you, there's Meager Valley, Cascade Hills, Providence Ridge, Trumbull Valley. Totally random, but it just picks one of those previous maps, or Drucker County. And each map has different home sites where you can live, and then also something called a landmark outpost. So Trumbull Valley has a landmark outpost of a plague research center, but each of these, like Providence Ridge has a church, Cascade Hills has I think the concrete silos, Meager Valley has maybe the wind turbines, Drucker County has a hospital, so on and so forth. So this is normally where we would take legacy boons, which gives you very powerful bonuses to your starting community. So like Builder gives you base-wide power and water for no cost. It's incredibly powerful, but I'm not taking any of these legacy boons because again, it makes the game a little bit harder. As far as survivors go, the game will allow you to pull from your legacy pool. So here are survivors that I've used in the past, and they are insanely strong. They're all leveled up, they have incredibly good skills and whatnot, so we're not going to be doing those. What I'm going to be doing is giving myself some randoms, and then I'm going to be researching their traits to make sure. And let me explain this a little bit. So the traits here, the traits that they have can affect the skills. So for instance, loves to drive gives him driving skill, or professional DJ gives her music skill, and barber gives him or her hairdressing skill. These are not skills that I necessarily want, so I'm going to be randoming them in order to at least get skills that I want, or no skills at all, because you can teach skills later on. And the other thing is, these traits also give hero bonuses, and in order to survive well on lethal, there are two big things that I would say are really important. One is to make sure that the hero bonuses that each of your colonists have, or survivors or whatever, are really powerful. They can be bonuses like 50% increased infection resistance, or 50% increased fighting experience rate, things like that. And those make surviving on lethal difficulty a lot easier. And then the other thing is to cultivate relationships with other enclaves, other communities that have really good bonuses once allied. So those are the two big tools in order to make Surviving Lethal more survivable. So with that said, what I'm going to be doing here is randoming up people that I think are going to allow me to survive a little bit easier. So Coupon Cutter, for instance, gives a hero bonus of increased facility speed, which is not something that useful. So let's roll that again. And Lab Technician, let's see. And this shouldn't take me very long. So Lab Technician gives increased fuel storage. That's pretty useless. Halo Champion. Halo Champion gives extra standing rewards. That's not great either. Let's see. Sales Associate gives influence gain. I'll take that. And Decent Shot gives shooting experience rate. So Judy, we will keep. All right, next up, you. Decent Shot, again, is shooting experience rate, and Slump-Shouldered means you probably can't carry weight as well, but I'll look that up. Slump-Shouldered is minus max carrying capacity, so let's not use you. Skylar, how about you? Painting, don't want it. High Pain Threshold is usually pretty good and good listener. Let's see what this gives. High Pain gives max stamina, which is kind of nice, and good listener, I think, gives wits experience rate. So, Davey, we'll keep you too. Another thing that you can see here is one's a sheriff, one's a warlord. These are who you elect as the leader of your community. There are 4. There's sheriff, warlord, builder, and trader. And they all come with a unique facility that helps to power up the community. But you can only have one leader. You can change what leader you have, but if you, for instance, build the sniper tower of the builder, and then you change leaders off of the sniper tower will kind of be deactivated. So last but not least, sold cellular phones. Let's see. That's influence gain, that's fine. And determined. Where's determined? Is max health. Okay, we will keep Molena as well, and she has skills of computers, which can become pretty useful later on. So here's our initial lineup: Judy, David, and Molena. That wasn't too painful. It wasn't like rolling for colonists in RimWorld. Kind of faster. And no matter what map you choose, you start off...
and we're empty. Again.
You start off with a car without fuel.
Whose turn is it to find more fuel?
And instead of finding fuel,
me.
you try to found a base.
Last time I almost walked right into a horde.
I have a better idea. We could settle down here instead of moving on.
I admit it looks better than the last couple of towns we came through.
Now that you mention it, it does feel kind of homey.
It's settled. This town is where we'll set up our new base. We just have to find a spot that's defensible, maybe with some room to expand.
Okay, so this is the car that we drove in on. It's out of gas. It does have building materials and a bag of bullets. I'm not going to bring the building materials just yet for a story reason. The thing we really need to look out for is... so there's special zombies. That right there is a screamer. And it can puke plague on you. And also it screams to alert zombies to your presence. And if you don't leave screamers... If you leave screamers undealt with, they will summon holy hell on you. Kind of like Left 4 Dead witches. But these move around and vomit. So I'm just sneaking up on it. Take him out with a swift kill. So that we don't have to deal with that. But the thing that I really need to look out for is ferals. Ferals can super mess up you early on.
Under control. Still a few brainless roaming about.
So what we need to do is just clear out the zombies that are in here.
Are gone, so it's time for us to claim this place and move in.
And that was done. So we'll claim this temporary little home site. Done. We have a little base.
Our first priority has to be gathering materials. We'll need them to improve this place.
So a little bit about the UI here. On the top left, you can see the resources and morale of the home. So I have 6 food, 2 meds, 6 bullets, 3 building materials, 0 fuel, 3 people, 0 parts, 207 influence, and then that other thing, that 3,000 is a resource that I won't be using because that's part of a DLC. On the bottom left, of course, the minimap, and then next to that is my consumables. So snacks for stamina, bandages for healing. And on the top right is the quest. So right now it wants me to scavenge nearby sites for a rucksack of materials. So here's the map. There is a feral nearby, which is not great. The feral is 70 meters to the southeast, up in those hills, basically where it tells me to go. Ferals are super, super, super scary early game. So I think what I'm going to do is ignore the... Oh, is he coming closer? He might be edging to us closer and closer. The reason I'm not using the DLCs is they're not balanced, they're not challenging. Also, that DLC specifically is a multiplayer one, so I'm not playing multiplayer. It's the Daybreak one. So there's a whole lot of radio commands here. And as you see in the rules, I'm not going to be using any of these radio commands because they are in no way balanced. So what I need to do is I need to go find a rucksack of building materials so that we can get our base started. The other thing I should do is start repairing the beds here. So the military cots I'm going to repair with labor. So one of the 2 people that are home are clearing out the beds and fixing them up. So things for me to find is either rucksack of materials or fuel. Fuel would be good too, because fuel would allow me to use the car again, even though it is broken down and smoking.
Well, it's not much.
And I am sneaking. That is right there like a little horde. Would not be fun to have to fight that thing. And the horde, as you can see on the minimap, is showing up as that sort of like 2 zombie grouping. Raw Storage, thanks for the resub. Welcome, dude. A fellow zombie survivor streamer.
This could be a big help to us.
Whoa! A crossbow already? Okay, that's just not fair. Normally, crossbows are a lot harder to find. I almost feel bad looting that because it's going to make surviving initially just so much more easy. Guns in this game are fun, but until you can make really good suppressors, or you can take on hordes and hordes and hordes of zombies, guns are very dangerous because they're very loud. Stream of luck? I know, it's weird. There are some methods to be able to find crossbows relatively easily, like going to gun stores and searching them in order to try to find one. But finding one is like one of the first things that you search is just ridiculous. Okay, there it is. Car fuel. Car fuel is going to allow me to try to get a rucksack of materials probably pretty easily. The other thing is, like, once you search a place, loot does not respawn except for some very special situations that are very, very uncommon. Like an enclave moving into a spot, or you using radio commands to summon it in. So that means everything that is black on this minimap is searched and will never have loot again, more or less. So there's a very finite amount of resources, especially in lethal mode, because lethal mode has much lower resource rate compared to other difficulties. So most of the houses and buildings and things like that that are out here in the world are going to be empty. They're not even going to have material. Okay, and the bedroom is repaired. We have military cots, and that's going to give us some bedding, which allows people to rest, which is good for morale, and also to keep your stamina up. Because in this game, you actually need to sleep, and if you don't rest, you will lose stamina to the point where you can't really fight or anything. So on the top of that, like, rocky hill is a feral. I gotta watch out for that. This car here can probably only take another bump or 2 before it sets on fire and explodes. And one of the ways to die really, really, really early on, very easily, is to end up with a car exploding way, way, way far away from your base with you having no ability to either fuel up a new car or to use the car by repairing it. So you got to really be careful of these vehicles early on, because if you, because unless you have repair kits, you blow them up, you're probably going to have a very bad day. Some specials can one-shot you. True, yeah. The plague juggernauts, if they slam you and grab you, you're just kind of dead. There's not a lot of forgiveness. So at the top of these scout towers, this is something that anyone that's played like an Assassin's Creed game would know. You survey the area and reveal. The buildings that are reveal are permanent. But then if I also survey specific zombies, it will leave them on the map.
That's enough looking around for now.
But in this case, there wasn't any special zombies around me for me to survey. But it would put it on the mini-map. So if there was like a Juggernaut, Feral, Screamer, Bloat, or something like that, I would know of it. So after surveying, it says that there's likely materials in that barn over there. So we'll head over that way. As cautious as we can. Priest and Velhar, Siddhartha and Dead Dodo, thank you for the resubs as well. Just making sure that I'm not going to have a lot of company all at once. Well, okay, incorrect. This barn literally does not have anything. It is empty. I don't know why the quest sent me here, because that building is completely empty, which is weird. Normally it doesn't do that. This one's empty as well. You can tell by the black minimap symbol. Hello. Goodbye. Every now and then, you'll still find interactable objects that you can loot from, like electrical boxes or random boxes out in the world. So just because the building itself doesn't have loot, like this trunk over here has a little bit of loot. Just because the building itself doesn't have loot doesn't mean you won't find any. The house does have loot, but it's probably not going to have building materials. Let's check this barn over here. Really early on, the co-op in this game was weird, but it mostly has been fixed since its release. So definitely worth trying co-op again. Return back to it. All right, here we go. There's going to be building materials in here.
Finally, we got out. That wasn't
there we
so
go.
hard.
These rucksacks weigh a lot, so I'm going to stick them in the car so I don't get encumbered. Might also not be a bad idea to search this barn while I'm out here, as long as I have the storage space for more loot. When you search objects, you can either search at normal speed or fast. When you search fast, sometimes you'll make noise and summon a few zombies on you. If there aren't a lot of zombies around you, searching fast is fine. But if there's like a whole swarm of zombies near you and you search fast, you're going to signal all of those zombies to come smash your face. So you got to be careful about that. But I usually search fast anyway. Other things to really look out for early on is chemicals and circuitry. So I just picked up some chemicals here. Case of chemicals. Chemicals and circuitry allows you to make explosives, which is incredibly powerful.
Just perfect.
So there was me making a little bit of noise from the search, where a few zombies got sort of signaled to my location. Hey, you. These barns often have food, too, up top. And sometimes ammo. God, they're giving me so many bolts.
Anybody coming?
There's more noise.
Nobody coming? Alright, good.
And food. Nice. Food is good. All right, let's bring these building materials back down to our home base. But what should I build? A med tent or a workshop? So a med tent allows you to make plague cure if you get plagued and infected. It also allows you to rest when you're partially plagued. Oh, hi, Feral. So this car is particularly good at killing ferals because they like to climb on your trunk, and then you can kind of run them over like that. I love the Miragra, which is this starter car. No, don't pull me out. Yeah, it's far and above my favorite car. Also, it's pretty good fuel economy. And gassing up your vehicles is something that is painful early on. And then a workshop allows you to, like, repair items and that kind of stuff.
Supplies are home, safe and sound.
And I'm just transferring everything into the home supply storage that you can do from the parking spot, so you don't actually have to bag it up and bring it over to this spot. And it does look like we're going to be doing a med tent. So we have 2 spots to build here. So let me explain the base building just really briefly. Some are build-ins that you cannot change. So for instance, the military cots here, these military cots cannot be removed to be changed into some other building type. Same with the command center, which is here. Same with the storage right there. So we have 2 spots. We have this spot here and that spot there. And I'm going to build the med tent in this location. So here are the things that we can build initially. And there's 2 sizes. There's small and then there's large. So large would be things like a lounge or a solar array or a field hospital. And then small could be a little infirmary, the med tent, or a workshop. So you guys picked the med tent, and we're going to start to set up that little med tent with the building materials that I just alluded.
Hey, we need a hand over here. Strength in numbers, right?
I'm on the way.
Hey, thanks.
Okay. I now have, and this is a preset quest, but I have my first quest, which is to go help the neighbors. The other thing I want to do... Yeah, let me get rid of that. The game might look a little... Okay, yeah, that's better. It was a little washed out for you all. So, Bandini is another enclave. They're down here, and they are requesting that I help them out. So I'm going to go over there and help them out. And this is, at the start of every new game, you're going to have a new neighbor introduce themselves and ask for help. And the quest is always the same. It is to get plague samples.
Another project finished. Great job, folks.
Ugh, smells like blood. Must be a plague heart nearby. Better watch out for plague zombies.
So here they are. Not all enclaves are friendly. Sometimes they try to murder you. These guys, because they're preset, they're predetermined, are going to be friendly, but they're not always friendly. And these here, these red ones, are... Man, they're louder than me. These red ones are plague zombies, so if they hit you, you will become infected. And if enough infection builds up on you, you will turn. Uh-oh, that sounds like a bloater. Hold on. I don't want these neighbors to get hurt. Yeah, it's a bloater. Blowing up on my car.
Stop.
So, our supplies of plague samples have run low. If you can find more, we'll have fuel to trade.
The safest way to collect samples is
Sounds
by
good.
killing plague zombies.
And then they also will have stuff for me to trade. Now, I could buy the meds bag from them right now, or I could wait until my relation with them is a little bit stronger, and I will be able to purchase it a little bit less expensively.
Destroy the plague heart itself to get a bunch of samples. That's more dangerous.
You better gear up before you get started on this one.
So here are the plague zombies.
Helping out like this is a good way to make friends.
And I need 2 plague samples. Once I have the 2 plague samples for them, I'm also going to want to start to acquire plague samples for myself, because if I get fully infected with blood plague, you die unless you get cured. And the cure costs typically 5 samples. And samples on lethal difficulty are harder to come by. Now, the tutorial or the quest giver just explained that there's primarily... Oh, there's a plague sample. There's primarily 2 ways to get plague samples. Either you can kill plague zombies, which is slow, but safe. Or you can go after a plague heart. And plague hearts are...
Might just clear up.
Plague hearts are kind of like anchor points for plague zombies. So they are like a large, weird heart thing that infects a building, and therefore infects all the region around it, creating plague zombies. Killing a plague heart in lethal difficulty is an undertaking, and there is almost no way that without way more additional gear that I do not have, I would be able to do it. If I tried, it would be more or less a suicide option. So I'm going to take option number 1, which is to kill plague zombies one at a time. It is a lot safer. Much safer. Oh, you moved. Sometimes when you miss, you can go recover the bolts. Oh, wow. That was just bad aim. Hey, you. You've made me waste ammo. There we go. Plague hearts are a pretty good way to level up, yeah. But they're a better way to acquire territory than leveling up. Ooh, repair kit. Suppose it is a repair van. Makes sense that it would have a repair kit in it. But they didn't even fix their own car. So those bolts I flew over, I don't know. Oh, shoot. Haha, right before you screamed. So that was a screamer. They don't have arms. That's the easy way to identify them. And that was a screamer winding up for a big scream. The regular zombies, these guys, will also scream every now and then. But they're not as loud as screamers. Screamers have a huge radius, whereas these normal zombies, when they scream, only signal like 20 meters, whereas a screamer is like 100 meters or something like that. One advantage on lethal difficulty is there's plague zombies everywhere. True. Oh, did you have something special? I bet you did.
Well, I could have been louder.
Nah, just parts. Yep, so here's a regular zombie screaming. Which calls in more zombies. And every now and then, you will end up with, like, just a domino effect of zombies calling and zombies calling and zombies. Which can be pretty dangerous. So here's the plague heart. The plague heart is in this grocery. Or garden supply. And I can show you what it looks like. As long as I don't attack it, it's not going to turn me into mincemeat. If I started attacking it, it would summon in like a holy swarm of zombies to come kill me. Plus feral as well. At least one feral. Sometimes more. And ferals are very hard to kill in hand-to-hand combat. You missed me. Oh, here's the second sample.
And I'm done. Yay.
Great.
What a wonderful smell we've discovered.
So that's the heart. And I'll explain what the heart does a little bit more now that I've found it. So if you take a look at the map here, you'll see a red sort of glow around the heart. This causes you to not be able to take outposts around it. So the game allows you to build outposts at like restaurants and gas stations and things like that to get a regular supply of whatever the outpost offers. So if the outpost is a gas station, it would supply you gasoline. And the Plague Heart actually prevents you from securing an area. So in order to build those outposts, if they're covered by a Plague Heart, you have to kill the Plague Hearts that are covering it. So if we take a look down here, this Tranquility Factory is covered by 4 Plague Hearts. This Fort Marshall is covered by 3 Plague Hearts. Farmland Compound by 2 Plague Hearts, so on and so forth. So it gives you a reason to clear them out so that you can move to bigger bases or to add outposts. And then also, destroying the Plague Heart will have a lot of loot. So there's some nice things that you can find in them once they're blown up. They're just very difficult to kill. Like, I'm trying to think of the order of magnitude of how difficult it is. Hundreds of bullets or dozens of swings. Like if I had a sledgehammer and I was swinging on that thing, it would take like 40 swings to blow that up. And keep in mind, during those 40 swings, I would have a 50 zombies trying to shred me to bits. So it is not it's not an easy endeavor. There's some late game ways to blow them up really efficiently, which I will aim to do later in the game. So I ran out of inventory space for the stuff that I found in that facility. I can always go back for it. Yeah, and it gets harder the more hearts you kill. So there's another screamer there. I'll take that out for this little enclave. Oh, over the head. And every day, you use up material. So I just lost a little bit of food because we ate it. So there is an upkeep to people. And there's upkeep to buildings as well. So for instance, if you have a sniper tower to try to keep your community a little safer, there will be an upkeep of that sniper tower of like bullets.
With these plague samples, I can make something that'll cure blood plague if one of us gets infected.
Okay, I'm going to use the repair kit that I have because this car is
Thank you.
Nearing on fire, and it will put some of the doors back on too. Oh, all the doors. Very nice. I am going to sell these guys the gun collector magazine. It's a luxury item that's useful for currency. Currency in this game is called influence. And then I'll also sell them the... No, I'll keep the beetle mallet, but I'll sell them the gun collector mag.
Good to see you.
You got something for me?
Okay.
34 influence. So my currency is up here. It's influence. You can think of it as money, though. And then I'm actually going to buy their bundle of over-the-counter drugs. Because our community still needs that. Alright. Let's go ahead and bring this fuel home, because it's going to make people happy. Right now, the community that we have eats 6 a day, 2 meds a day, but we have 0 fuel, and 0 fuel will make them feel itching for fuel. Another thing to state... Oh, good. Another feral? Yep. Ferals right on my tail. Is the car cannot be used as a very good battering ram. You will... Oh, there goes those doors. The car will get destroyed very, very quickly if you just plow through hordes of zombies. What are you doing, Feral? No, don't take my other doors. Just touch my trunk. There you go. And slush. That's the meta way to kill ferals. I didn't want to drive home and then bring a feral upon the other people that are in the in my home, because that would be very bad for them. Okay, let's take a look. We're going through 6 food a day, so I probably should set up a food outpost, and that's going to be my next priority. So that we can at least source a little bit of food. And then also, it would be good to get a little bit more building materials to be able to build a workshop. So those are the 2 things I'm going to work on. Let's go and redeem a little more standard bolts. I'm going to turn... So bags of snacks gives you a temporary increase to stamina, whereas energy drinks give you stamina regen. So I'm going to go with stamina drinks, and also I'm going to go with bottle bandages. Bandages heal you a lot, but you have to actually use them, which means in a combat situation, when you're being chased, they're not useful, whereas painkillers, you can just pop them in your mouth and you're fine, or fine-ish. So a food outpost. Let's see here. Oh, that barn isn't one? Okay. Maybe I'll try to go a little bit further into town. It's also going to get dark, you know, because there's a day-night cycle. And my character here...
Get over here right now. We need help.
Hero bonus is max health.
Our neighbors just stole every scrap of medicine we had.
Hero bonus is max stamina. Hero bonus is shooting experience. Not bad, not bad. Those are useful.
We can't stand by and watch bullshit like this happen.
Oh, another thing is, like, I should probably drop the family-friendly tag, because these people swear often. So, I will do that. Bye, family-friendly tag. We also just got a random quest with Judy. Someone just stole our supplies. So, I'm gonna do that first. Because it's time-sensitive. So, what I'm doing is I'm changing the consumables that I have on Milena here, so that they're available for Judy when I switch to Judy. So it's going to warn me when I switch to Judy that switching to Judy will initiate the mission Share of Stolen Meds. Once I start, if I switch away from her, or if she dies or whatever, I fail the mission.
What's up, tough guy?
All right, I'm getting started.
Okay. Go deal with the stolen meds. Does that mean you can swear? Ideally not. I'm not going to be swearing, but
It's risky.
the game
We have
might.
a plan to turn this around.
I don't understand why you insist on trying shit like that.
Yeah, you're swearing again. So I can actually ask them about the strategy that they want me to try. Violence is our last resort.
How many opportunities have to pass us by before we act?
This pussyfooting around's gonna get us killed.
Yeah, they're not too fond of me dealing with the person that stole the meds. So the person that stole the meds, oh god, why are you all the way up there? That's gonna be unfun. So the person that stole the meds is way far away. Her name is Rostam. And I got to go drive up there, which seems like a terrible idea, in order to ask her to give our meds back. But, like, that location is deep in a very nasty city. So, and I'm driving at night, which is scary. There's nothing about this that I like. Oh, good. You're screaming too. Can you not do that? This is a little army checkpoint, so it can have guns and ammo. There's only one thing here, which is in this box.
Hey, Lily, it's Ray Dunkel.
It's
I
a
wanted to let you know we've had a
tactical
couple of
baton.
communities settle down here in Trumbull Valley. They seem like good folks.
Thanks, Ray. It's nice to hear that people are coming back to the valley. Take care of yourself, all right? I count on you to keep an eye on Trumbull for me.
There are 5 different maps, but YouTube voted for me to play the same map twice. We do have the option to move, however.
This would be a great place for an outpost, I imagine.
So the vehicle that I have is a little low on fuel, so I'm just trying to clear out a fuel station in order to not run out of gas when I'm deep in the city, because that would be very bad. Oh, there's a fuel bag. You can turn
like
fuel
company's
bags
on the way.
into portable fuel gas cans, but not very efficiently. And then this is an auto repair store that might have another repair kit, because it would be nice to get my door back. that got bashed off by that feral.
Maybe someone would want this.
Chemicals. I want it. What are you talking about, Judy? Chemicals are amazing. In the head. That's a bloater. Bloaters are oddly in my opinion, one of the most dangerous zombies because when they explode, they form a cloud of plague, and that cloud of plague can very quickly kill you. So they don't move fast. They're very large. They glow. They're easy to see. But if you ever drive on one and it blows up on you, oh Lord, is it a bad time.
Locked.
No, I'm not bashing
I
a
need
door
a
down.
rest.
See if I can get a repair kit for the car too. That'd be nice.
That's a bummer. I knew I'd find
Yes,
something.
there he is. You assume zombies respawn? Yep, they do. They are infinite.
Looks clear. There's not really anything else to find
More
here.
energy drinks. Not bad.
I should be more careful.
Hello, Trumbull Valley. This is Tracy Huerta, speaking to you from downtown Marshall. Most of you don't know me yet, but if things go well, you will soon. I'm working on a little project that's gonna help this valley thrive again, like it used to. For now, just stay strong and be good to each other. We're all in this together, after all.
Okay. Let's see, this weighs 4 pounds. Yeah, I'll keep that in. I'm still looking for a food outpost, and I know there's, because I'm familiar with this map, I know there's one coming up in front. Ooh, my arrow's still there from killing the bloater. Yoink. Yeah, not only do they respawn, but they respawn close and constantly. Yeah, zombies are very persistent. Don't chase me. Master Grazer, thank you for the resub. So let's see if I can get an outpost while I go deal with the stolen
I just
meds.
wandered into plague territory.
Another way to deal with these little hordes here is to let them all build up and then to run over them backwards. Oops. Come on. Smushed. No, I meant to kill you. Get off my car. If you let them hang on your door long enough, they will tear the door off. It's not good. Alright, there is a Tartan Mart over here, which is like a convenience store, and I'm hoping that it is not in plague territory so that I can turn it into an outpost. And it looks like that's the case. So in outposts, you can switch characters. So if you're really wounded, you can switch to a new character and then rest up the one that's wounded. And then you can also deposit items that are not rucksacks. So like a rucksack of medicine, I can't deposit.
Some of them close by.
Oh, no. Didn't have time for that.
I need to slow down.
This also allows me to show you the wound mechanic. So some injuries can be healed, and then some need to be rested up. So right now, my health bar on the left, you see a little orange icon. The black part of that bar can be healed up with medicine, but the gray part of the bar there can only be healed up if I rest, because I got injured. So if we take a look at my wounds here, I'm going to be missing 7 out of 100 health from the deep gouges that I just received from those zombies, and I only get those back once I rest this character, or use a med kit, but med kits are expensive. So I am creating an outpost here at the Tartan Mart.
Hey folks, the outpost is up and running. That said, a little more effort here could really pay off.
And that outpost will allow me to deposit items there, switch characters, like I said. And it also will create like a little safe bubble here, so the zombies won't spawn too close by, which is also kind of nice. So let's see. These items get put away. And I'm going to fully loot the tartan mark, because I didn't do that prior. You search quicker when it's your outpost.
I think I heard a blood feral.
Oh no, what? No, it's down by the river. It's not that close.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, anytime your character says, I think I heard a blood feral, pay attention. Look up, look around, figure out how close it is. Because you can go from having a great day to being completely dead very quickly from a blood feral. Make sure that there's no loot that I missed, because sometimes there'll be loot on top of items, even, I mean, not on the tartan mart roof, because that'd be part of the tartan mart, but sometimes it will be even up there. I can also scout the area, but instead I'm going to go for the personal goal of these stolen meds. Oh, let's see here. I want to turn right at the yellow marker.
Is anyone out there? I could use a little help.
Also, I just discovered a survivor that is asking... Oh, that's a juggernaut. They're the largest. They're tanks. They're pretty easy to kill when there's not too many zombies around, because you can run them over with your car, going backwards over and over and over till they die. But there's too many other zombies around for me to be able to do that easily. And the person that stole my meds is somewhere in this fairground. I'm just trying to park in such a way that I can leave quickly by flooring it if I need to. As I mentioned, I am deep in like hostile territory.
Is nearby, we can't really secure this place.
And I hear like swarms and like there's a whole swarm right there. I hear it. It's not on the map yet. This is also a potential base location. Not one I'm planning on taking. But I figured I'd crawl through the base in order to get our meds back. So that's the person that stole the meds right there. We're not hostile yet.
Afraid I have some bad news.
We were attacked and robbed. Oh, no, they didn't steal it. They were robbed, and they want my help to get it back.
Sounds like a plan.
So let's try to talk to them.
I'm right behind you.
So this is a little enclave called The Living. There's two of them, and they want me to go back to almost where that... So the Juggernaut was here. So it's next to the Juggernaut, which is very sketchy. Not a huge fan of that. But while I'm here, I might as well search this facility. I'm not going to fast search, though, because there's just too many enemies around. And the AI aren't... Captain Sawyer just announced a full evacuation of the base. $10 says it's just another of her drills. It was the last entry of the journal, so yeah, they were wrong. Yeah, so for these little, like, quest NPCs, they're not smart. And if you get them killed, you fail. Oh, your name is Mad Dog.
You're all right in my book.
They do have Molotovs, and I'm actually going to buy a Molotov. Molotovs are very good crowd control weapons. You know, let me buy both. Just in case. Oh.
Zombies.
Thanks, Rostam. Like I couldn't tell that there were zombies. Oh boy. This quest is so dumb. It had me come so deep into a city. Such a terrible idea that I even took this. But hey, helping out the neighbors. Thank you for tuning in to State of Decay 2 New Haven, which originally streamed live on Twitch September 6th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community to take part in the community events, Rhodamont.com or the description of this video have a link to Discord. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Thank you, and stay safe out there in the zombie apocalypse.